So I can't believe this is happening right now. I am honestly in utter disbelief. Now I'm not sure how many people are going to care about this. I know a lot of the anime community, people that, watch a lot of anime, they definitely are going to care about this one. But yeah, so it's happening, which I'm still shocked as hell. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning right now, and I can't believe it. Apparently, Code Geass is going to be getting a season 3 that takes place after the original, 2 seasons of anime. So I guess after the first 50 something episodes, because I know that there was the whole Akito the Exiled stuff, and apparently they're going to be doing some recap films, or they're going to be re-airing recap films. I'm not exactly sure what the situation is on that, but Code Geass is getting an anime that takes place after the ending of the original anime, the one that, had 50 episodes, something like that. I think it's called Lelouch of the Revival. So, yeah, I'm guessing that ending that was very vague, that left a lot of people questioning and wondering, is Lelouch dead? What the fuck happened? I guess we now know what happened. I think the artist originally said he wanted to leave it to, because it was like an anime original or whatever, the person like mainly in charge of the script and stuff like that, he was like that he wanted to leave it to your imagination for you to decide. Do you think that was him at the end on the stroller or whatever, or who was it or whatever? If it wasn't, it was just us like, assuming or whatever. But probably that was him, or they can do a twist that wasn't him but he is still alive or something like that. Either way, I know that there's gonna be a lot of people on one side like, holy fucking shit, Code Geass returns, oh my fucking god. On the other side, there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, no, because Code Geass, for me anyway, and I know a lot of people feel the same way, is an immaculate story. It is fucking amazing. I love it. Some people will argue that the second half, similar to like Death Note, is not as good as the first half, whatever. Personally, I think Code Geass is close to masterpiece level. Like, that anime is fucking amazing. I'm not even a big mech fan, and that shit had mechs in it. Well, the anime does, the manga does, and whatever, but that shit had mechs in it, and I still was rocking hard with it, okay? Yeah, and again, I'm not that big of a mech fan. I've seen maybe a couple of Gundam anime, I've seen Gurren Lagann, so, I've seen a few mech anime, but this one, like, I don't know who's with me with this, but I felt so many fucking emotions, and I ain't gonna lie, I had tears streaming down my fucking face when that final episode happened, when Lelouch and Suzaku, again, it's been many years since I've seen this, but when they staged that whole situation of Lelouch's death and all that shit, I was fucking crying, I ain't gonna lie. So the fact that they're bringing this back, I am torn. On one half, I'm like, yo, if it is as good as the original Code Geass, not the Exile, the Akito the Exile bullshit that takes place in between 1 and 2 of the seasons or whatever, like, if it's as good as the original Code Geass, then yeah, that can be awesome. But I gotta agree with a lot of what people are feeling, and that's the fact that Code Geass was so, like, just amazing, especially with that ending that left people questioning and wondering, is Lelouch dead? And it felt like it also wrapped everything very nicely in a sense of, like, Lelouch gave his life so that his sister could live a normal life. He did everything that he did. Him and Suzaku came up with that plan. So the way they're gonna play it out, and again, it's been many years, so forgive me if I'm mistaken something, but I think there was a possibility that Lelouch still with the powers, even though he passed it on to Suzaku. I forget, again, it's been many years or whatever, but I think there's a possibility that that's how he survived the stab, and that's why he just like went off into the distance with C2, I think her name is, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do this. Again, I'm kind of curious to see what people's reactions. If you are a Code Geass fan, if you've seen Code Geass, if you haven't, what are you doing? Go watch Code Geass. It's fucking amazing. If you like shit like Death Note, it was, I think, airing at the same time as Death Note. Think of like Death Note in a way, except the fact that there's like a grander scheme of like battles and shit, and there's, mechs or whatever. In case you don't know what a mech is, you've ever seen like Gundam and shit like that. They use some of that in the story or whatever, but it's not a hindrance. It's not gonna bother you. It's not fucking robots playing basketball or some shit. Like, it actually works very well with the story, and it's amazing. But again, people are going to be very divided. I don't know. A part of me wants to say that I'm like ecstatic, which I am, because like, holy shit, Code Geass, I remember when I was watching it, because I got the 2 box sets or whatever, and I think I got it as it was coming out, if I'm not mistaken, on DVD over here or whatever, and I fucking loved it. But it's like taking a book that is, very well done, it has just almost a perfect ending to it, and saying, well, we're writing more, and there's so many possibilities for failures. It could ruin everything. It could fuck up so many things that was already established in the series, and there's a lot of room for failures. I guess what one of the biggest things is, like, you never know. It could be even better. You know what I'm saying? It could even be even better. You never fucking know. But the chances of it fucking up what's already great is what's scary for a revival of this. Again, it's like, Lelouch, I want to see you, boy, because, like, Lelouch, honestly, he's up there with some of my favorite of all-time anime characters. Like, if you like Light from Death Note, and I know I keep comparing them, but a lot of people do that. In case you don't know about Code Geass, a lot of people compare Lelouch v. Britannia to Light from Death Note, because they're kind of similar. In Death Note, in Code Geass, in case you don't really know what it's about, main character, he has these eyes that if he basically looks you straight in the eye, he can have you do whatever he wants. And I think it's one time only he could do it until, like, the trance is over. So it's going to be interesting again to see how the fuck they're going to be able to continue it with the way things were set off. And I'm kind of curious exactly how long is it going to be after, the story or whatever, because again, it takes place after the ending of Code Geass. So is it going to be a few years? What's going to happen? What's going to be the new struggle? Because if Lelouch gets involved in anything else, it's going to be like, what was the whole point of him trying to, restore peace? The only thing I can think of is some big fucking monster of a establishment comes and tries to tear shit down and fucks with Nonali, his sister, and then he's like, okay, I gotta step out of the shadows once more to do what needs to be done, which I can't recall what was the name of his secret identity, which was eventually revealed to be him, of course, but I can't recall that. But if that shows up again, that's gonna be sick as fuck. And honestly, I'm just like, Code fucking Geass Season 3, like, I don't know how to feel. And also, again, they're doing 3 recap movies, which I think take place, or they're coming out in January, so there might be quite a bit of a ways away before we actually get more, of a trailer and things of that nature. And I think this was actually hype because, if I'm not mistaken, they actually were talking about a trailer, or not a trailer, a teaser website for some Code Geass news. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool, we got a season 3 or some shit, but that's never gonna happen. And, I don't even know if I really want it to happen. And then bam, it happens. And it's like, I'm looking at AniTube right now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the anime community, and I see a lot of people being divided. And it's gonna be interesting, it really is, because Code Geass is revered as a great one, and there's room for failure with a new season. And it's like, there's a difference between what they were doing with Akito the Exile, because Akito the Exiled and all that other shit is like just in between stories, just spin-offs. It doesn't really matter. It's not fucking with the main story, and even if it did, so what? Just don't watch it, disregard it, which essentially you could do with this new season as well. You could say, if it's really shit, fuck it, it doesn't matter, it's not included in the story, it's just some bullshit, leave it alone. But if it turns out to be great as Code Geass, if it continues off with, Lelouch's, return, and it's something really good, and it overall has all those incredible twists that the original Code Geass did, then we could definitely be in store for something great, which is, oh man, yeah, I'm kind of curious what everybody's opinions are. First of all, how many Code Geass fans are out there? Because I know this is kind of random, me just talking about, hey, season 3 of a show that ended like 10 years ago is coming out now. Like, does anybody still really care? Is it kind of like, oh, that was back in the day for me, I don't give a fuck about Code Geass no more? Do you think it'll have the same impact that it had when it came out? I think almost like 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm correct, I think Code Geass came out in 2007. Maybe I'm off for a few years, whatever, but I think it's almost been 10 years since Code Geass came out. So do you think it's going to be able to maintain the popularity and sustain itself, being that it's a sequel to an anime from like 10 years ago? Well, I guess there's arguments like, hey, the revival of Super, but Code Geass is a bit different. It's never been, that popular, like a, big shonen or whatever. So do you think it's going to be able to, again, come out and be a major success? And are you nay or yay for this? Are you like, fuck no, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? They're going to ruin Code Geass. Should have left that shit alone. Or are you like, hell's motherfucking yeah, Code Geass, baby, season 3. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. It's like, don't fuck it up. What are you doing? Oh my god, season 3, Code Geass is returning, Lelouch, I can't fucking wait. So it's like a mind fuckery for me. So that's where I'm at. And lastly, what do you think they could do with the story that they haven't done already? I mean, again, the only thing I could think of is a new threat shows up, fucks up everything that was established already, and Nonali is like, living a miserable life, and then Lelouch steps out. Or, I mean, it would be incredible, and I know a lot of people would be like, oh my god, what the fuck, it ruins everything in Code Geass. But I wouldn't be surprised if they start off, very episode 1, starting off with a bang. Oh shit, nominally dies and Lelouch comes out the shadows to do some crazy shit and try and reestablish the world again into some sort of peaceful way. Like, there's so many different things that they could do again, but also the fact that Lelouch's identity has already been revealed is going to be a lot harder for him to move in disguise, assuming again that he's going to be involved. I mean, it's called fucking Lelouch's Revival, right? So he has to be a part of it, but that's another thing that's going to kind of be an issue, is how are they going to be able to do things like the original Code Geass when everybody knows who the fuck he is. I mean, he played the part of this evil piece of shit tyrant for a while as well. So yeah, again, Code Geass Season 3, Lelouch of the Revival. I'm nervous right now, but that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. It's going to be a tough one right now. Code Geass Season 3. Let's go.